Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Was Treated Like Gaara. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto Was trained by Hoshirama before the Chunin exams, and enjoy that guys. And also, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last part that we left off, it was time for the second round of Chunin exams. Kurenai tried to play a little trick on Naruto when she saw that he did not find the force of death imposing at all, but Naruto was able to quickly reverse it back on her. That kind of hurt her pride as he was able to do it so quickly. And she was a Jonin and he was a Genin, so yeah, it hurt her pride a lot. But with that, they were given their scrolls, so they made their way inside the forest of death. They split up as Shino, Hinata, and Naruto went to go after teams. When they finally regrouped, Hinata had over 15 scrolls, Shino had over 8, and Naruto had over 6. The reason being, the teams that Naruto found didn't have as much scroll, but he slaughtered more teams than them. So with that, they start to move until they heard her cry. As Naruto wanted to ignore it, Shino wanted to go ahead as well but Hinata wanted to turn back. It was Team 7. As she begged them to see what was going on, they were still Konoha Shinobis. So they obliged by that as they made their way with her, making their way towards where Team 7 was. They came across none other than Orochimaru of the Sannin as they fought the man, as Naruto fought him, but Orochimaru was merely toying with him until Naruto started to get really angry. He ended up slicing him across the face though. Orochimaru was surprised at the skill and power that Naruto possessed. But in the end, he bit Sasuke rather hard, as he placed a curse mark on him. As Shino was the one to help Sasuke, but he couldn't really do anything against the seal. Sakura had said that, well, he couldn't really help him then. That kind of pissed Shino off in his own way, as he didn't really show that much emotion though. As Naruto had enough as he left, despite the cries and begs of Team 7 to come back. Hinata wanted to go back and help them, but they did not. So with that, they made their way towards the forest as they were intercepted by Gaara team. Gaara decided to bring down the full weight of Shikaku bloodlust upon Naruto, but Naruto shrugged it off as they started to fight. The fight quickly turned chaotic as their team members had to jump away, as Naruto started to bash Gaara down. Naruto beat him so badly until he got bored. He told Gaara that he was no match for him, and he was pathetic. Gaara wanted to fight until Naruto almost ripped his head clean off, as he was forced to back down. So with that, they entered a tower as Anko greeted them all with a smile, as she won a buttload. They had shattered the record and they came first. She had placed a high bet on them, and she won it all, as she greeted them all with a smile. For the remaining days, she trained them until the preliminaries came around. So with that, everyone was gathered. The first person to fight was Neji, facing off against a foreign ninja. Neji was able to outpace him rather easily. Kiba then fought off against Zaku, and in the end, the both of them were knocked out. As Naruto went down there to face off against Rock Lee, Lee dropped his weights and entered the gates. But Naruto was able to keep up with him, shocking guy, as he couldn't believe it. As Naruto was able to keep up with Lee even though Lee had removed his weights and opened the gates. As Naruto started to fight and loving the fight, Lee was decimated in the center of the arena though, as Naruto had slapped him so hard, He had knocked unconscious. The medics quickly rushed him to the hospital. His body was in a bad state, but Naruto said that Lee had pushed him. His speed was something impressive, as Naruto could see him as a worthy challenge, as he had to have the Kyuubi power coursing through him. But still, that was not Naruto going all out, as his team had remembered, well, Shino and Uncle, when he turned to Four Tails at the city and completely annihilated. So with that, another match went on. It was then Ino's turn as she was supposed to face off against Kankuro. Ino rushed in as her mimicry jutsu did not work. She tried to take over his mind, but it did not work because, well, she did on a puppet. She rushed towards Kankuro, who simply smirked, as she made a really bad move, attacking a puppet user like that. So yeah guys, so basically that's what I thought. If you guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say? We begin this new episode, guys. Let's get right into it. Ino was dosed in poison gas as Kankuro smirked. Bad move, he said. Proctor, she will need medical attention. That poison gas will take effect in less than a... As he was silent as a kunai placed against his throat. Another thing about us Konoha Shinobi, it is very unwise to turn your back on us and underestimate us, said Ino. Now, how about give up? Or let's see how fast the blood drains from your body. How about a third option, said Kankuro. You die. His skin peeled away to reveal there was another puppet, as he grabbed Ino, as the real Kankuro showed himself. Impressive. It's really hard for a normal genin to push me to use crew, so you must congratulate yourself. But now it's time when you give up. You can't get out of there. The only way, if you try to force your way out, is by death. Ino cursed as she realized he was right. Fine, Proctor, I forfeit, she said, as the puppet opened up as she fell out, as Kankuro sealed him away, making his way up to the top as he was declared the winner. Did you really have to use crew and Black Ant against such a weak opponent? Said Temari. She was surprised he let that Yamanaka push him so far. He said nothing though as he stood there. The next match was Sakura Haruno versus Dosu. Of course I get the weakest one here, said Dosu as he saw Sakura pale when she heard that. He leaped off the balcony and landed. Sakura, you can always give up if you think you're not capable of holding your own. Kakashi stated as he saw the anxiety in her eyes as she looked down towards her opponent. No, I won't give up. Not even before the match hasn't started yet, she said, as she jumped down towards the floor. Are the both of you ready? Genma asked, as he got 2 nods. 5th match, Sakura Haruno versus Dosu. Begin! Sakura charged almost instantaneously, as Dosu was surprised by that, as she threw a haymaker. But Dosu ducked at the last minute under the strike. She had thrown most of her weight in the punch, so she lost balance when the strike missed. Bringing up his palm, Dosu slammed it under her chin, throwing her back where she first started. Pathetic. You fought better in the forest. Sakura shakily got up to her feet as she went through hand signs. When she finished, 4 clones appeared beside her. The clones and original pulled out kunais before circling Dosu. Suddenly, all of them charged forward, aiming to stab him with their weapons. Dosu smirked as he then lashed out and caught the real one by the wrist and twists. She screamed out in pain as he had broken her wrist. The clones all vanished. That simple trick may have been able to keep my teammate off guard, but I could tell which one was the real one the entire time. He gave her a spinning kick right in the chest. The moment he released her, she crashed in the wall as she slid down, dropping right on her butt. You see, the thing about clones are, they don't affect their environment. They don't leave footprints or shadows. And in this case, they don't make noise. When a kunai is swung, a slight hissing sound is made as the blade cut through the ear. And only the original made that noise, said Dosu. Sakura spat some blood as she got to her feet. Dosu charged and smashed his fist in her stomach. She was lifted off the ground. Then without warning, she yelled in pain as she started to throw up, as she grabbed her ears as she collapsed right in her own puke. Winner, Dosu, said Genma, as the medics rushed over and took Sakura away. Afterwards, the board started to go through name again. Sasuke Uchiha versus Oboro. It's about time, Oboro said as he jumped down to the floor, as Sasuke followed suit. The both of them dropped into fighting stance. Sixth match of June exams. Sasuke Uchiha vs. Oboro. Begin! Oboro instantaneously flashed to Hansai in the moment that was said. Demonic illusion. Hell viewing jutsu. He murmured that part so no one could hear him. As he continued hand sign, water style. Black rain jutsu. A large cloud covered the ceiling as black rain started to pour down on everyone. Is this oil? Said Ino, as she attempted to use Choji's arm to keep herself dry. A tail came from Naruto's lower back, and black Ine from dropping on his team and him. Wow, you're using Kyuubi's power like a Arnin. Now that's new, said Uncle. But Naruto did not answer as he just watched the fight. Back down below. You're a genius. So I'm guessing that you know why I did this, said Oboro. You realize, since I'm part of the Uchiha clan, I specialize in fire jutsu. So with the oil raining down, any jutsu I use will blow up in my face, said Sasuke. Oboro nodded. But I'm not done yet, water style. Hidden mist jutsu. The oil that was still raining formed a thick black mist. Why did Sasuke just watch him do all of those jutsu? None of those jutsus were attacks. In Sasuke's eyes, all the rain ninja did was waste chakra, said Kakashi, as Sasuke was moving through the black mist trying to find Oboro. But he could not find the rain ninja anywhere as he looked around. Sasuke then sensed someone behind him as he turned. His eyes widened. Hello, little brother, Itachi Uchiha said as he stood there. Itachi, how did you get in here? There are envoys here, the Hokage is even here. You couldn't have snuck in. Are you sure? A voice whispered in his ear. Sasuke's blood ran cold as the Itachi in front of him burst into multiple ravens. You came here to finish what you started, Sasuke said. Yes, said Itachi. The sound of a sword being drawn echoed in Sasuke's ear. Sasuke leaped away as he turned and glared at his brother. I don't think so, he said, his Sharingan activated. To his surprise, Itachi faded away, and chakra was all around him. Genjutsu. He released it as he ducked. Just in time, because a kunai almost buried itself right in his forehead. You broke free already, Oboro said as he disappeared back in the mist. He was already panting. You sound tired, said Sasuke, as he glanced around trying to locate Oboro. Sasuke leaped in the air as he avoided a rather sluggish attack from Oboro. Sasuke was about to attack until he felt pain coursing through him, directly in his shoulder. Damn it. Not now, he said, as he fell onto his stomach, unable to complete his flip. As Oboro appeared and kicked Sasuke in the stomach. What's the matter? Something wrong with you? Sasuke got up, but Oboro buried his fist into his gut. Oboro pulled his fist back. Now this ends, he said, but Sasuke caught his wrist. Enough, Sasuke said as he got up. He jumped while still holding onto Oboro's wrist, causing him pain, as he slammed his heel in his face. Sasuke was still holding on to him as he smashed his fist in his face, breaking his nose. He then tore and tossed him as he slammed into the wall. Oboro cursed in pain. You bastard! You're gonna pay for that, he said. But Sasuke appeared right in front of him. Damn it, so fast. Bam! A brutal kick to the side of the head, knocking him out cold. What was that, said Ino as a miss, and the rain stopped at Choji placed on his arm. Sasuke was talking nonsense down there and then he started to kick ass. Sasuke was put under a genjutsu at the beginning of the fight, but the rain ninja hand sign was rather impressive. He did 3 different jutsus, but if he hadn't had spoke, it would only seem like one, said Kunai. But it cost him. Performing a feat like that drained him, so he had to give Sasuke some time, allowing Sasuke to break away from the genjutsu, said Asuma. The Proctor announced Sasuke the winner as the board went through names. After the floor was cleaned up, the next fight was Shikamaru versus Kabuto. Troublesome, said Shikamaru. Proctor, I'm still roughed up from the exam. I won't be able to fight, I submit, said Kabuto. The Proctor nodded. Winner, Shikamaru Nara, he said. Oh, this is so troublesome, said Shikamaru. Why, said Ino, you didn't even have to fight. He is upset because he has to compete in the final, said Naruto, as the names on the board stopped shuffling. Kin versus Tenten. Good luck, my precious student. Show them all your flames of youth, Guy shouted. Konoha is full of weirdos, said Kin, as he walked in the center of the arena. He is one of the best. He has every right to be a little eccentric. Insult my village again, or my sensei, And it might be the last thing that you do, said Tenten. Hit a nerve, did I, said Kin. As Tenten did not respond. Are you both ready, said Genma. As both of them nodded. Alright, begin, said Genma as he jumped away. Both girls leaped back same time as they reached into their weapon pouches. As Kin pulled out a fist full of senbon needles. Some of them had small bells on the bottom. That was foolish, said Guy. How so, said Asuma. Tenten is a weapon specialist, said Guy. While the girl is no master at any specific weapon, her skill far surpasses someone who is not a master themselves. On top of that, her aim is flawless. She's never missed. So trying to fight Tenten with a weapon is a difficult task to accomplish, said Shino. It's almost impossible, said Guy. Kin launched her senbon towards Tenten, as she then crossed her hands. Shadow senbon jutsu, she said. The few senbons became dozens in a second. Tenten did the batter eyelash as she tossed 4 kunais, and she launched one to the side. She twitched her fingers slightly. The kunai that she tossed to the side curved behind the senbons that Kin had tossed, as the 4 kunais bounced and ricochet almost all of the needles, knocking on the one behind it. How did she do that? Said Ino. Like I said, Tenten is a weapon specialist, said Guy. What was the other senbon for? Ninja wire was attached to the senbons. I assumed that Tenten didn't want to take any chances, said Shino. Kin frowned. How did you catch the wire, she said. But Tenten ignored her. Oh, now you're too good to talk, said Kin. She pulled out 2 kunai and charged forward, as Tenten just looked at her, pissing Kin off even more. Tenten's fingers then twitched. The 4 kunais that she threw earlier shot forward as they embedded in Kin, her biceps and her knees, shocking the girl as she was in pain. Tenten came over and placed a kunai at her throat. Chakra strings are a lot more efficient than ninja wires, said Tenten. Winner, Tenten, said Genma. As the next match was announced, Shino Berame versus Yuri Akadu. Well, this should be interesting, Misumi murmured to Kabuto. Indeed, the 2 chakra suckers of Chunin exams, Kabuto said. Down in the arena. You should give up, kid. I'm on a whole different level, said Yuri, as he tried to intimidate Shino. But Shino did not respond instead. He sent chakra towards his shoulder. Poof! His bow appeared. He grabbed the bow and jumped into a fighting stance. Fine, said Yuri, as he pulled out a kunai. The 2 of them stare each other down intensely. Neither of them twitch or even move. Then bugs started to flow out of Shino's clothes, as Yuri shifted slightly. Without no warning, the cloud of insects shot forth engulfing Yuri. But he made no move, like he was gonna go anywhere. A clone, quite impressive, said Shino. I didn't even see that you formed it. As he felt the blade of a kunai press up against his throat. You're not bad yourself. Your clan unique bug clone, said Yuri, as he jumped away as Shino dispersed in a swarm of bugs. Yuri then ducked as a bow passed over his head. He spun and blocked the bow. Your strength is rather stunning. That blow would have cracked my head like an egg, said Yuri. Shino did not respond though, instead he backed away, as he twirled the bow around him in an impressive display. Fancy, but that's a waste of time, said Yuri, as he charged forward. He lashed out with his blade, but Shino bent back, avoiding the blow. Shino twirled and stabbed his bow right into his hand, forcing him to drop the kunai. As Yuri then watched as Shino's feet came up, blam! It slammed into his chest. Yuri cursed, but he flipped his body as his feet landed on the wall, applying chakra to it. Yuri looked forward to see Shino bend his leg back as he held his bow forward. So you're going to attack, Yuri said. No. This fight has reached its conclusion, said Shino, as he placed his bow on his shoulder. What? Said Yuri, as the bow poofed away. He then lost control as he started to fall. As he was unable to stick to the wall, he tried to fix himself in mid-air, but he could not. He crashed in a heap. I assume that you can feel it now, said Shino as he walked forward. As Yuri understood immediately, as he could feel hundreds of tiny insects crawling in his body, when he said, when you block my bow, my weapon is engulfed with my insects. The moment we make contact, they swarm onto your body. You musing on my strength distract you from that. As Yuri could not even get up, he was too weak. Winner, Shino Aberami, Genma said, as Shino recalled his bugs, as he made his way up to the balcony. You held back quite a bit, Shino, said Naruto. Why show everything, Shino said, when my opponent did not require me to? as they spoke in quiet tones so people could not hear. So Hinata, you're the only one that hasn't fought yet, said Naruto. I won't lose, she said. Her voice was full of conviction. That's the spirit, Hinata. You're going to be the finale, the Team 8 clean sweep. Getting quite confident, are we? Said Kakashi. As Anko turned to see the others looking at them. Why shouldn't I be? My team is the only team that has not lost yet. And Hinata is no slouch. The only person she would have some trouble with in here. Except her team is that sand nut job over there. The board shuffled through names and came to a stop. Whoa. No, that is just comics screwing with you, said Asuma. As everyone looked towards the board. Hinata Hyuga versus Gaara. It doesn't matter, Uncle said. Hinata can still take this mental case. As Naruto noticed Gaara staring at Hinata with an insane grin. As Gaara mouthed something towards him. As Naruto's glare intensified. He turned as he saw Hinata speaking to Shino. He tapped her on the shoulder. Hinata. Yes, Naruto-kun, she said. As Naruto leaned in close to her ear. Be careful, he whispered. Hinata nodded, a small blush on her face as she made her way towards the arena. Aw, Naruto, was that a romantic good luck for your girlfriend? Asked Ino. No, said Naruto. As Ino sighed, as she mumbled something about stupid blonde, who ignored her feelings. What did you say to Hinata? Asked Shino. Be careful, said Naruto. What is it? Asked Shino. As he saw there was a look on Naruto's face, he mouthed to me to enjoy the show. Are the both of you ready? Asked Genma. As they nodded. Alright. Begin! Hinata instantly released her about what she caught it. Moment later there was a bang behind her. The wall cracking from the force. What the hell was that? Said Ino. The cart for Gaara's gourd, said Naruto. As Hinata released her quiver and arrows. You realize my sand will just block that arrow, right? As he sent his sand towards her. He watched with shock as her fingers stabbed his sand, and some of his sand would actually stay on the ground. What? Said Gaara. Your sand is controlled by chakra, my taijutsu. Allow me to disrupt chakra, she said. Fine. As he released a barrage that caught Hinata. He smirked when he caught her in a grip. Now, sand binding coffin. She was lifted off the ground. As the sand enveloped her body, everyone could feel a dark killer intent coming from the balcony. As Naruto looked down towards Gaara. Desert funeral, said Gaara. The moment he squeezed, water came out. Water? Hinata's voice echoed out. Water style. Exploding water shockwave. Gaara's sand tried to cover him as 4 jets of water slammed into him. The jets continued until water was high enough to reach the balcony. Everyone glanced when the jets stopped, as 4 Hinatas were standing on top of the waters panting. 3 of them turned to water and added to the water on the ground, while the remaining one activated her Byakugan. She instantly leaped away as a spear of sand shot out of the water. She skidded to the side as she avoided another spear, as she jumped and dodged 2 spears in mid-air, as a ball of sand shot out, leaping right towards her. She landed the moment she did. She spun. Rotation! The ball of chakra connected with her rotation, as the 2 slid back on the water. The sand ball stopped as it revealed a soaking wet Gaara as Hinata had her bow and arrow. As she fired it flew at a breakneck speed right towards Gaara. The sand was able to block it but inches away from his face. The sand was slow to keep up because the sand was incredibly wet. He got angry as he crushed it. You Konoha shinobis have begun to annoy me. You will be the first to give blood to mother. Now, make me feel alive, said Gaara, as multiple tentacles of sand shot towards Hinata. Though exhausted, she was able to jump over the first few, as she then shot 2 arrows forward, destroying 2 more sand tentacles that were closing in on her. She touched the ground and barrel rolled on their 2 tentacles. She then channeled chakra into her bow as blades of water formed. As she started to slice them apart, anyone that got too close. She won't be able to keep this up for much longer, Kakashi said, as Anko nodded as she saw. She may be good with the explosive water shock wave, but she doesn't have that much reserve to create the water and keep fighting for too long. And the rotation took a lot out of her as well, Uncle said. She needs to pull something fast to win this. Rotation! Hinata shouted as she was engulfed once again in a dome of chakra as she destroyed the remaining tentacles. She then tossed her bow in the air as she speaked through hand sign, water style, liquid bullet, as she spat 3 bullets of water at Gaara. She then caught her bow and shot an arrow towards Gaara. The first slammed into his sand defense. The second and third burst it away. Before Gaara could react, the arrow had shot right through his chest. As Gaara fell right into the water, turning the area crimson. She killed Gaara. Temari whispered. That's not possible, said Kankuro. That blonde is the only one to ever touch Gaara, and that because they're both the same. No normal person could possibly kill Gaara, said Kankuro. Damn it, our plans are ruined with Gaara dead, Baki thought to himself. Holy shit, Kiba shouted. Yeah, that's right, Uncle Midarashi, Jonin team leader, only team that was able to sweep through the preliminaries this year. Uncle yelled. Hinata smiled softly as she fell to her knees, as she was too exhausted to stand anymore. Winner, Hinata. The moment those words left Genma's lips, a wave of sand slammed into Hinata as she slammed into the roof. The sand then gripped her and threw her into the wall. As she cried out in pain, 2 fists of sand then came out and started to pummel her into the wall. The sand then pulled her and threw her as she skipped across the water and slammed face first into the other wall. Gaara then pulled himself out of the water. The arrow was still buried in his chest as he was bleeding. You die now, he yelled. Hinata tried to stand, but she was too weak to do so. As she got to one knee though. No, I won't lose to you, she said. Mustering the strength that she had left, she moved. She appeared in front of him and slammed her palm into his chest. His sand was too weighed down to stop her. Gaara gasped as he coughed up blood and sank back down to the water. She started to breathe heavily until 2 tentacles burst from the water and wrapped her in her arms and legs. She wasn't fast enough to dodge them. Her body was too exhausted as Gaara climbed out of the water. Before Gaara could react though, there was a breaking sound as the literal metal railing broke. As Naruto was in front of him by propelling himself forward so fast. As Naruto was now covered in the same cloak of chakra that he was in the city of Jin when he had destroyed it. His white pupilless eyes stared into Gaara's green ones. Let her go, Naruto growled. So this is your true form, Uzumaki. I will show you mine when I'm finished, said Gaara. As Naruto gripped his throat, but it was too late. Desert funeral, said Gaara, as he clenched his fists. A piercing cry could be heard from Hinata. The sound of burning flesh could also be smelled, as the chakra was burning Gaara's throat as Naruto gripped it tight. The Konoha ninjas rushed towards Hinata's aid instead. Hiruzen flashed over to where Naruto was. Naruto, release him, he said. But Naruto ignored the man and started to squeeze even tighter. Gaara grabbed Naruto's wrist and tried to pull it off, but he released Naruto instantly as his arms were burned badly. Gaara's hands started to lose strength as they were dropping to his side. His eyes seemed like they were about to roll back until a white-haired man landed beside Naruto. He placed a seal on Naruto's forehead. As the Kyuubi's chakra started to recede back into his body, Naruto yelled in frustration. With the last of his strength, he slammed his foot in Gaara's chest. He moved so fast he was a blur as he slammed into the wall. Laughter could be heard, but the voice did not sound like Gaara's. It was a lot more dark and demonic. But the white-haired man slammed the seal on Gaara as well, as he passed out. As Naruto passed out as well, because of that damn seal. When Naruto woke up, he saw white ceilings. What? He said, looking around. I locked away the Kyuubi's chakra after you lost control, a voice said, as Naruto turned to see the white-haired man right beside his bed. You're in the hospital now. Aren't you Jiraiya? One of the Sanins, said Naruto. I see my reputation precedes me, the man said with a smirk. Yeah, whatever. What did you do to me? I can't feel the Kyuubi's chakra anymore, said Naruto. I seal it away. Sir Tobi-sensei orders. He feels like you're being manipulated by the Kyuubi. Honestly, I have to agree with him, said Jiraiya. Is that so? Well, you can tell that old geezer what I did was all my choice. Just like what I did in Jin. The Kyuubi did not do anything except wait, said Jiraiya, cutting him off. You're the one who burned Jin to the ground. Yeah? Why? Said Naruto. Why? What made you destroy an entire city? Did you know that city has the best bathhouse in the land of fire? As Naruto looked through the window, he did not answer the man. "Ah, I know that look. That's the look of a man in love," said Jiraiya. Naruto scowled and turned towards him. "Love is a weakness," he said. "It's just a liability that is not worth the effort." "You got it wrong, kid. Love is what gave us Konoha Shinobi." "I know about the Wheel of Fire," said Naruto. "It's drilled into our heads throughout the academy, and it's all bull. Love doesn't make one stronger. Rage is what made me strong enough to raise that city to the ground. Love didn't make me jump down and try to crush Gaara's windpipe. Fear did. Anger did," said Naruto. "Love make you blind to the obvious. It make you hesitate to do what is necessary. Kid, someday you might get it. When you do, you might become the greatest shinobi since, the Sage of Six Paths. But right now we have things to do. You have to get ready for the finals." "Who's fighting who?" said Naruto. "Nechi versus Sasuke Uchiha. Tenten versus Kankuro. Shino Aberame versus Shikamaru Nara. Choji Akimichi versus Tamari. And you versus Gaara," said Jiraiya as he read off the paper in his hand. As Naruto smirked, hearing that he was gonna fight Gaara. "Wait, Choji won?" "Yeah. Some guy tried to wrap him around with that strange jutsu. But the big guy transformed into a massive size, well, the Akimichi's ability, and squished him. The only thing that kept the guy alive was because of the ability of stretching his body." As Naruto nodded. "How is Hinata?" he said. "Kid, they did all they could." "How is she?" said Naruto. "She will live, that is for sure. But her career as a ninja is most likely over." Naruto got out of bed. "What room is she in?" "Room 403. As Naruto was gone in flames in an instant. As much as he hides it, he let emotions rule him too much. Just like his mother, thought Jiraiya to himself. As Naruto arrived, as he was about to open the door to open, there was a tall black-haired man there. He had the normal Hyuga eyes. "Uzumaki," said in a cold and indifferent tone. "Hyuga-san," said Naruto. "You will address me as Hayashi-sama or Hyuga-sama," the man said. "Hyuga-san, you seem like a busy man, so why do you insist on wasting my time?" said Naruto. Hayashi glared as he looked rather angry, until Jiraiya came around the corner. "Hayashi, it's been a long time." "Yes, it has, Jiraiya-sama," Hayashi said. "We must catch up sometime," said Jiraiya. As he put her armor on the man shrugged it off though, as he gave a curt nod, before he left. When Naruto entered the room, he felt an off feeling, like all the life had been sucked away from the room. As he saw Hinata, her skin looked unnaturally pale, as her face looked sunken. "What happened?" he asked, as he closed the door behind him. But she did not speak. He growled as he walked right in front of her line of sight. "I dislike being ignored," said Naruto. I was..." As she looked down, Naruto sat beside her bed. "It's okay," he said. "So you can't be a ninja again. It's not the end of the world." She shook her head as she started to cry uncontrollably. Before he could say anything else, she wrapped her working arm around his neck and started to cry, unaware what to do. But his hands came up and wrapped around her as she cried in his chest. The two of them remained in their embrace for a long while. Eventually, though, she leaned back and looked in his eyes. "I'm sorry," she said. "It's okay." "What's the matter?" said Naruto. My father. He came to check up on me. When he found out I could never be a ninja, he, as she looked down, he disowned me because I was no longer fit to be a clan head." He did not answer. As she looked back up towards him, she saw something that she'd never seen before. His eyes. His eyes were switching between blue and a strange purple color. She's never seen that purple color before. She saw his face twisted in pure rage. She placed a hand on his hand. "Please don't hurt my family, Naruto-kun," she said. "What family? They disown you. They toss you aside like some kind of trash. You should want their blood flooding the streets of this pathetic village," he said, as his eyes shifted to purple. "I should, but I don't. So please don't hurt them. For me," she said, as she took hold of his hand. "Fine. I won't hurt your family, but I know exactly who to take my anger out on." She was tempted to ask, but she knew she would find out later, so she did not press the matter. At that moment, Jiraiya walked in. "Alright, kid. Time to train. For the next month, the great Jiraiya will be your sensei." Now say goodbye to your girlfriend and let's go, said Jiraiya. Jiraiya paused as Naruto did not look at him. He pulled out a pad and a pencil. As Naruto realized Hinata had shifted into his lap, he glanced toward Jiraiya as he saw the man, writing in his notepad. A quick clone and the clone grabbed it away. The clone burned the notepad. Privacy, said Naruto. No, Jiraiya cried as he looked toward his burned notepad. As the clone pushed him out of the room and dispelled. I will see you in a month, said Naruto as he looked down towards Hinata. She nodded, before she reached up and pulled his head down, as she kissed him. It was quick and simple, but it left him dazed and a bit confused, as her cheeks were red. Outside, Jiraiya waited until he saw the door open, as Naruto came out. So, how was your first kiss, champ? He asked. Naruto growled, but then, a tiny smirk came on his face. Just fine, as he walked past Jiraiya. Great, actually, he said to himself. Time skip. Neji looked towards Hayashi in shock. Hayashi-sama, I don't understand, he said. Hinata was crippled in her fight with Gaara. The damage was so extensive. The only person capable of healing her right now would be Tsunade of the Sannin. This has forced me to disown her for the good of the clan, Hayashi said, as he composed himself. You regret it, don't you? Why? She's weak and useless. Why do you regret disowning her? She's an embarrassment to the clan, said Neji. Hold your tongue, boy. Regardless of everything, she's still my eldest daughter. I have never been proud of how I treat my family, even you. But looking into Hinata's face as I disown her showed me how. Bad things have gotten, Hayashi said. When you turn of age, you will be named clan head in my place. I have failed as a clan head, Neji. I ask that you learn from my mistakes. What? Said Neji. Yes, it has been decided by the council. While Hanabi showed impressive skill in juggling style, she lacked the skills of a leader. You have impressed them even though you're from branch family. You are hailed as a prodigy of the clan. Your drive to succeed is finally being rewarded. Next week the cage bird seal will be removed from your head, and you will be adopted into the main clan. Neji was too shocked to even speak. Now on to other matters. You will be studying under me for preparations for Chunin exams next month. We start tomorrow at dawn, so meet me in training hall after you eat. Be warned, you will be shown no mercy. Next month will be far worse than anything that you've ever experienced. You are dismissed, Hayashi said. Neji nodded as he walked out, still can't find his voice, as he was so shocked. Meanwhile, at the Aburame clan, Shino, you have grown immensely since your time in the academy. Thank you, father, said Shino. Your general chakra capacity has grown to a level which you will be capable of holding 2 more hives. So for the next month, we will be working on your ability to control these hives, said Shibe. Father, with this addition, I will be holding 4 hives. That is the amount to perform some of our more complex jutsus, said Shino. True, but the nano insects have finally bred another hive. You will be receiving this hive, Shino, Shiba stated as Shino's eyes widened slightly. But he recovered so fast it was hard to see. Using the nano hive would be an honor, but regretfully, I will have to decline, father. To his surprise, Shiba nodded instead of showing shock or disappointment. I suspected that he would say that, but inform me on the reason for your choice. In the Chunin exams, I will be fighting Konoha Shinobis until the last round if I make it that far. I wouldn't want to risk releasing my freshly acquired nano hive if I came across a situation that I'm being defeated, said Shino. I see. Well, perhaps we can perform the procedure some other time. As Shino nodded. Meanwhile, this is too troublesome, Shikamaru yelled, as he avoided a volley of kunais. Your taijutsu and evasion need some work, so until your father get back, we will be working on that. His mother, Yoshino, replied. Before he could respond, she was behind him. He turned as she punched him right in the face. Come on, I'm only a chunin, honey, said Yoshino. Troublesome. Why do I need to wait, Shikamaru said. They will help you in the long run. He threw a jab towards his mother as she blocked. As she drove a knee to his solar plexus, he doubled over as her other knee came up, knocking him straight in the face as he flipped. But he flipped and landed on his feet though. He ducked as he avoided a roundhouse kick from his mother. Good, you're getting better, she said, as she avoided the uppercut that he sent. Now, I can actually try a little. She vanished, causing him to groan. Troublesome, he said. Meanwhile, Sakura didn't have anything to do, as she was walking around. As Sasuke had been taken by Kakashi and they went somewhere, she might as well see what Ino Pig was up to. As she arrived, she saw Sasuke exiting the shop. As he was smiling, not the arrogant smirk like he used to put on, one of satisfactory though, and joy. Before she could ponder to look further, he leaped to the rooftops. She was tempted to go after him, but she went in the shop. As she saw Ino with a dazed look on her face, at the counter. Hey Ino Pig! What was Sasuke-kun doing here? Ino snapped out of her daze as she turned to face Sakura. Oh, he didn't say. So what brings you here? Sakura gave her a suspicious glance, but she shrugged off her worries. Nothing really. I didn't have anything to do, so I came to see what you're up to. Oh, I'm sorry, but my dad wanted to train me after I finished up my shift. I was about to close up until you came in. Oh, it's okay. I might as well get home then. Wait, you can join us if you want. He's just gonna teach me a few poisons I can make today. I'm sure he wouldn't mind teaching you, said Ino. Nah, I really should be getting home. I don't want my parents to worry. Meanwhile, Sasuke, you'll be fighting the Hyuga Project. He won't be a pushover, so I'm gonna be working heavily on taijutsu, said Kakashi, as he stood on a cliff edge. Why is this even necessary? With my Sharingan, the Hyuga won't even be able to lay a finger on me. I heard about your encounter with that other student of Guy, Lee. Did that not teach you anything? If your body cannot react in time, it doesn't matter if your eye sees it, Sasuke. Now, it may be true that Neji is not fast as Lee, but with Guy as a sensei, speed is something you definitely have to worry about. Whatever. How do you plan to increase my speed in such a short amount of time, Sasuke said. Your Sharingan will be a major part. I need you to focus on when you fought Lee, and attempt to copy it. Sasuke nodded as he activated Sharingan. Meanwhile, I'm here, Toran-san, said Tenten. Good, come in the back. Tenten made her way as there was a man standing there. He had red hair that was tied up in a ponytail, as he was quite lean, like a runner. I heard that you made to the finals of June exam, said Toran. As Tenten nodded. Well then, it's time I progressed in your training. How so, she said, as she was excited. The man picked up a kunai as he started to apply chakra, it seems. But it was not what Tenten expected, as there was a red glow that became brighter and brighter and brighter. The edges became white, with the red in the center. Elemental manipulation. I taught this to your father when he made to the finals, and I plan to do the same for you, said Toran, as the kunai cooled down. Now it's time to find out what element you are. As he pulled out a white, blank paper, Tenten started to apply chakra to it. The paper ignites and turned to ash. Ah, fire, just like your father and I. A sign of a true shinobi of land of fire, said Toran. Grab a leaf, he said, we have much to do, and only in a month. As they made their way outside. Meanwhile, Oi, you perverted bastard, you're wasting my time. You dragged me to this goddamn waterfall. You better have a good ass reason. Jiraiya looked away at the tree woman that he was peeping on, as he turned towards the blonde. Of course, I'm going to be teaching something to you that will be valuable in your future battles. He bit his thumb and went through hand sign. Summoning Jutsu! A toad around the size of a large bull appeared, as Jiraiya stood on top of it. Behold! The summoning Jutsu. Really? You want me to summon a frog? I'm a toad, kid. The toad yelled. Whatever. Like I was saying, how our goddamn Naruto was cut off as a blade was pressed against his throat. I'm telling you one more time, kid. I'm a toad. Made that mistake again, and they won't be able to identify your body. The toad murmured in his ear, as the toad was holding a katana. Okay, I could see where they could be useful in battle, but they don't seem to be the type of summon that would be suited for me, said Naruto. Alright kid, I'll bite. Why not? My fighting style is suited towards speed and stealth, while toads seem like power fighters, said Naruto. Kid, if you're worried about Toad not being able to stick with speed fighters, then you might as well sign the contract now. As the Toad poofed away, the fourth Hokage had Toads. Forget it, said Naruto, cutting him off. Excuse me, said Jiraiya. I said forget it. No way in hell would I ever think of following the footsteps of that man. What? The fourth was one of the greatest ninjas to ever come out of Konoha. It would be the honor of any man to follow in his footsteps, said Jiraiya. Yes, any man would love to be like the person who damned them to a life of outcast, said Naruto. Of course, we would all like to imitate the sole reason why you're despised by a vast majority of the city. Kid, it's not like that, said Jiraiya, his voice coming out soft. He wanted you to be seen as a hero, but Naruto cut him off. Yeah, and that worked out well, didn't it? If that dumb bastard really was as smart as everyone said he was, he would have realized that this village would have never seen me as a hero. Naruto, you are a hero. If it wasn't for you, why me, said Naruto. As red chakra started to swirl around him. Naruto, calm down, said Jiraiya. Why? Why the hell was I chosen? Years of repressed emotion that he blocked away for years now were bursting to the surface. Why was I forced to carry this burden? I never asked for any of this, said Naruto. Naruto, he knew that you could handle it, said Jiraiya. How the hell could he know that? What made me more special than any other baby in the goddamn village? Jiraiya looked at him. I guess it's time, he thought to himself. The fourth Hokage knew his son could handle such a burden. As Naruto paused, the chakra instantly dying down. What? You want to know what made you so special? It's because you are the son of Minato, Namikaze, the fourth Hokage. Jiraiya reached into his pouch to pull out another chakra suppressing seal, just in case, as he waited for Naruto's reaction. As Naruto did not move or say a single word, he just stood there. But Jiraiya was afraid that he was going to erupt. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share stuff with your friends in social media platform. And also, guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Trained by Hashirama Before the Chunin Exams over on Anime King, and enjoy that, guys. And stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way for Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3. Yes, guys. I need have 3 channels if you're new, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this? What am I saying? What do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace.